Yeah, can anyone wanted to talk? Yes. Yes,
So
anyone?
actually I'm absent, but I have seen the doc. So based on doc, what I have understand is we have understand like how we can do the means like configurations and how we interact with applications, how we have to follow the rules, means like where we can keep our files, how we can interact, how where we can keep the Terraform files and all. So that is the object I think yesterday. That's what I have understand. Maybe someone can please help me from here.
Yeah, that is the one. Yeah. Anyone wanted to have that? Yes, you have to talk. Otherwise, one day you will be, in case if you go to the interview, obviously you have to talk. So just get it into the practice right away. That's what my objective is. So what did you guys learn? Just you can share your keywords. It doesn't matter. No need to be the big lines. Just would request you guys to talk.
In
Okay.
interview, minimum 40-50 minutes, you guys need to talk. Please, guys, please be prepared.
Okay, let's see. So we were talking kind of keyword, the context. So my thought here was to bring a one kind context of thoughts. So when we talk about that, you should have some keywords in the mindset. Let's say, for example, if I talk ALB, you know the flow, right? Like listener, target group, EC2. If I say VPC, you know the mindset now. IGW, public subnet, private subnet, NAT gateway. So similar kind of thought. We are going with the kind of an approach. CI/CD. It's not CI/CD. We cannot say that automation approach. So that I wanted to bring into your mind when I say something automation. Oh, these are the prerequisite we need. So that's where I was bringing the keywords repeatedly. So with that. So so yesterday I was feeling like when I say code, always important. You should get immediately the mindset is DevOps plus application code. So this is purely the developer will take it. This is we do. Can you guys tell me, like, as a DevOps guy, what are the job you did in coding? What are the tasks you did?
So we have to do Terraform code basically.
Mm-hmm.
So application code will done by the developers. So
Okay,
whatever the resource creation by using this Terraform code.
awesome. Okay. So other than the Terraform, what is the code you have written? Terraform one.
YML
Docker file.
JSON.
YAML files
Docker
by
file.
using Tomcat.
Some, for example, policies. Policies are normally something called JSON. No need to be the line by line. Don't think that. You could have somewhere copy pasted at least, right? That's what we expect you. So no one will go to the line by line something. Okay. Now AML's policies and
Docker
some.
file.
Sorry.
Docker file.
Yeah, awesome. User data scripts. These are shell script, right? Something. And obviously, yeah, Docker file basics. So these are the basics you have written it. Here, right? Which one? Yes. User data scripts are yes, and then the YAML. Some for VPC, which one we use here? VPC creation,
Terraform.
Terraform.
load balancer creations,
Terraform.
RDS,
All
RDS creation.
Yeah, RDS also by using
Now,
Terraform only.
yeah, now, right? So let me bring you the very clearly. If I say infra, what and all keywords comes infra in cloud, infra in AWS cloud? What and all will come? What and all should come to your mind? Like, what should come to in your mind?
EC2, RDS,
Yeah.
VPC.
VPC.
Load balancers.
HG.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. All dependencies. I would say services. All services, roles, policies. It's all dependencies, infra. Now, if I say along, this is the right, this is the what is the tool do we use to bring up this thing? What is the tool do we use?
Console or Terraform?
What
We
do
have
you
console and Terraform.
no? What do you recommend? What is your thought?
Terraform.
Terraform.
You use it to Terraform, right? So you will write this file. If you see this file somewhere, if you see this file, what is the tool you need to use?
Terraform.
That is,
Terraform init.
that is the, I mean, that tool. What is the command you are see? Command is
Terraform init.
Terraform. Just keep that thought. Okay, awesome. Now, this is the infra code. Okay, for infra code. So either developer has written or you write the code. So everyone has to store the code in SCM, source code management. Everyone has to store the code. Now, who will write this code?
DevOps.
If you write this code, this is not the good practice to club with the application. Now, let's say, for example, developer also read the code, like something.py, start.java, something like start.c, whatever, like they read this language, start.go. They write different languages codes. So they also store it in SCM. We also store the code in the SCM. But in SCM, if you go to the SCM, right? Let's say, let me go to the SCM, any GitHub. If I go to the SCM, right? This is the SCM page. This is the SCM page. This is the project or username or something. This is called, you see right here, top level, this name. This is the public repo. As I said, right, in the organization, we work majority are private. And whatever you are seeing this GitHub, right? This is the open source free one. And in the organization, you will work with enterprises and all here. You will get E symbol in the left side. You will get the interface kind of logos here. Interface they use majority. Now, so for me, right, this is called, you think it's a folder, one folder only here, or you can say as a repo. Good keyword in SCM, we can call as a repo. The repo. In one repo, you can mix multiple files, multiple languages, multiple blah blah blah. Multiple you can group it. Now, when developer write, right, he will also send the code to repo. When I write the Terraform, I will also send to the repo. But what is the good practice is, don't club your Terraform code with the developer code. Don't club. That's not the good practice. Keep for your Terraform separate repo, for application code separate repo. That is the good practice. Can I merge all together one? You can merge, but going forward, you need to collaborate with them. You need to, like, it's a lot of dependencies will be there upon them. Somewhere issues will be coming. You need to request them to do all those changes. Better separate repo. So for infra. Infra means which code to save? Which language code to save?
Terraform.
Yeah, it's based upon the Terraform. Yeah, right now we are using Terraform. That's what I mean. Separate repo. Let's say Terraform. I'll create something called Terraform infra. Let me create a one repo. Terraform infra. I'll create this repo. Now, why are we creating infrastructure? Why are we creating EC2?
To run the application.
Famous one we missed here. Why are we creating it?
To run the applications.
Awesome. To run the application. Now, application also, they will also create the code, right? Separate repo for app codes, app language code. Now, let's say, for example, this Terraform code, right? I can reuse for multiple environments also. There is a concept called you will be using TFRs and one more concept workspace, Terraform workspace. Different concepts are there. We will reuse for same for dev, stage, report, same repo only. Same repo we use for multiple environments, same repo code. Here also same repo code, but what they do in this, right, based on the module, based on the microservice. Separate repo for app language code, separate based upon the modular microservice. Better to go with the separate repo. This is the good. Let's say, for example, I have front end, then back end, or something called maybe API, or something called cart. Create a separate repo. That is the good practice. That is the good. Here also, this is for one repo. One repo. Separate. Can I club all together one? You can do, but keeping them isolated is management easy, and then you can. It's all like we will get to know that. So we'll have a very flexibility in the controlling that system now. So let me keep it here. Now you should know the keywords in the card. When I say something, you should know immediately. I'm telling this keyword. What will be the flexible place to deploy these ones?
Docker.
Docker and then the deploy. Yeah, that is true. Docker, but deployment, where do we deploy?
Kubernetes.
Sorry? I'm telling microservice. What is the flexible place?
It is.
Container.
Kubernetes, right? Kubernetes. So you will have a separate code now. Let's say for this, you will have a what I would say, like maybe the React.js language, for backend maybe the Python, and for API something maybe Python, something like different languages based upon that people. So we will create a separate repos now. So this is the code, right? This is application code. This is application code. We are planning to deploy into the microservice. Now, along with this code, front end, let's go here, front end code. Front end code. Where are we targeting to deploy these ones? What is our objective to deploy?
Micro.
No, where are we targeting to deploy?
Kubernetes.
Yeah, Kubernetes, right? This thing. So who will write this code?
Developer.
Developer will write the code, and they will write only the code only, like maybe start.js, something star.html. Say that this is the React.js. React.js is the advanced version of the HTML, you can think. Mainly for front end they use. Or one more recently came Next.js. Something. All these are all advanced. You don't need to learn. This is not our job. Okay. They gave the code. So I know, right? Whenever they write the code, what is the good place to store? In the SCM repo. It's better to create a separate repo. Don't club you in the infra code. So you should know that infra code is separate, and then the React.js code is separate. Don't club together both of them. Good. SCM repo. So our target where to deploy, I'm repeating again, where we have wanted to deploy EKS. Always remember, when I say language, two versions, infra code or the developer code. That is the one. Infra code, then you have to write it. Developer code, they'll take care of. Infra code, Terraform, YAML, blah, blah, whatever, Docker file, blah. And then one more. If someone asks you to deploy, there only you should get to two thoughts. Are we going to deploy into the VMs? Are we going to deploy to the KTS? If you want to deploy to the KTS, you need one file important along with the code. Tell me, first file.
Docker file.
Awesome. Awesome. Yes. You need an important file, Docker file. Now, some more files you need. I want to deploy to the Kubernetes, right?
YAML.
Awesome.
YAML file.
Awesome. The YAML files it up to that application nature. In case if you are exposing to outside, you need one file. Deployment, service, ingress,
Yes.
some config maps, secrets depends PVC depends upon the application nature. Now, if I'm not exposing outside, we go with deploy the service and then the dependency files. Awesome. What is the tool do we need to run to deploy these ones? To do something, whatever. What are the tools do we need? Your knowledge. You don't care about the code. With your knowledge, what are the tools you need?
kubectl.
Awesome. Why do we need kubectl?
To interact with the API server from the worker nodes.
Like not from the worker node, like from the wherever you wanted to. If I get the same question, right, I'll say we have YAMLs, right? To deploy those YAMLs, we need kubectl or one more tool. No? You can go with one more option, right? Helm.
Helm.
So we have YAML files. If I want to deploy this YAML, these and all tools I need. And one more also you need. But you have on the screen only one more tool you need.
Docker.
Okay. Why do we are using Docker?
To create images.
Then after creating image, what do you do?
Then
We have
use
to
the
build
name
the
in the
image.
kubectl.
Sorry, after building the image, what do you do normally?
We store it in the ECR or Docker Hub.
Yeah, let's since we are in the cloud, right? Not good practice to send images to outside. It's store it in the cloud only. Same process everywhere. Now, so why are we using Docker? Build. Next, we need to do somewhere, na?
Push the image
To where?
to ECR.
So
ECR.
before pushing to ECR, you need to do one more step, na?
Log into ECR.
What is the command? AWS, ECR something. Login, right? That URL we will give. What is the tool we are using here?
AWS CL.
So you need AWS CLI, all these tools. Now you got that clear now. See now. So this is the good practice where we have the code, right? I'm saying code again, infra code, separate repo, application code, separate repo. Next again, deployment code. Deployment code. Like deployment in the sense, developer will write the code. Along with the deployment, there will be some Docker files, some YAML, sorry, along with that application code, you will have it's good practice to have along with that application code, good practice. Along with the code, don't club infra VPC related code, EKS code. Keep that as a separate repo. Now application code is there. Now these files, right? Docker files, these ones, right? Club together application along with the application. For example, you see, right? This is the developer will take care. This is the application code. You will have a separate repo. Here, do you see any Terraform code and all here? If you want, you can club, but that's not the good practice. This is which language, which is the code? Who will write this code? I was telling.
Developers.
Developer. Very good. You can keep in the application deployment code, you can have Docker file and you can have some YAML files as well. You can club together. That's not a problem. That is a good practice. Along with the developer code, you can have your Helm chart. You can have your Docker files. You can club. That is a good practice to go. Now, awesome. In this code, who will write what here? You have 3 keywords here. 3 words are here. Whose job to what?
Docker and YAML will done by developer.
Okay.
And code will done by developer.
Awesome. Now, let's keep it here. Very good. Let's go here. Developer. Please bear with me. It's every organization will follow the same. That's why I wanted this mindset first. If you already know, it will be easy. Same keywords will be hearing. You think this is the guy? This is the one more guy. Developer, like you will have multiple developers, right? Like for example, not one developer only, multiple developers will be there. And all these guys are the developers only, multiple people. So this guy will write the code in his laptop, but what is a good place to store? Is it good to store in the laptop or somewhere? What is a good place to store?
SCM.
Repository.
Repository. That's where the industry going. Why? In the olden days, everyone used to keep in the server. Before, like if you go like last like maybe the 10 years back something, I have seen the people, they'll keep in the server only, or they'll keep in their laptop something. Much dependencies were there. Once this kind of flow came, agile practice. It's agile from the there is a theory called agile practice. Agile means like so make it fast, get it the feedback immediately. So when agile came, right, so majority dependencies, the delivery of the software become very smooth. So with that, right, now whatever they write the code, this is the developer. So it's a good practice, good to store in the GitHub. Let's go GitHub or GitLab. Both are there. Let's see that. GitHub. The keyword is for GitHub is called, it's anything SCM, source code management. In the SCM, you will have a different repos. I'll store one repo. This is code repo. This is the repo. Okay. This is the application code objective I'm telling. Here is the DevOps guys. We are the guys. For example, in your mindset, they will write, for example, okay, for example, this is the React.js code. They take care. And then they store there in this place into the repo. One repo only, not the different repos in this case. Now, as same your job also, right? You will also be writing, right? In the same repo only. It's good practice to store there. Good practice to share that repo. Good practice. What is the files are we going to write as a DevOps guys? What are the files we are?
Docker file, JSON, YAML.
Yeah, Docker file. So instead of that, you can say that Helm chart. Simple keyword. Helm chart or manifest deployment Kubernetes manifest. That is a good keyword to say. So for now, Kube manifest or Helm charts. Now, so this is we are going to collaborate all the people. SCM job is to main objective is to SCM job is to store. If someone sends, it will store here. If someone needed, they can get the code. Share this. If you have the URL, I can get it. These URLs, I can get it. I can get it from this place. I can get it. So SCM. So the main objective, store, share. Extra what it does is auditing. Like who is doing what time. You see right here, if you go now here, on the right side, you see right, you will have a timelines when they did. You will see right when they updated the files. Like you can see like one more additionally what languages. That is the GitHub nature. It has a good intelligence. It will find how much out of 100% how much portion of the code is like what is the major language code. By seeing this, you can come to know itself. If someone gives a repo, scan it here like these keywords. You can get to know what language, what and all here. Cool. Now, so here SCM, I'm telling to the SCM, right? SCM related job is to store, share. If someone write the code, they'll store it. I can get that URL. So you no need to here, right? You no need to reach out to him. You can ask him. You can check this repo. That's it. there is a dependency removed, right? You can, if you check this repo, if code is there in that repo, yes, you don't need to ask him in his laptop and all something. So the code is available at repo level. Now, here is the clarity. Why we have clubbed with application is that is the good practice. So along with the application, because they'll also sometimes the developer only will take care this modifying these files and all the dependence eliminated on you also. You can work on something. Now, code is there here. For example, you have written like this. You have written like this. Next, what to be done? Just you have written the code. Coding completed. Everyone written the React.js code, Docker file code, and then they push to the SCM. Next, what is pending? You know already. Coding completed. You also written the Docker file. You also written the YAML. Pod will be running.
No, where to deploy?
We need to deploy. What is the command? Deploy. What is that tool?
kubectl.
kubectl or one more, no? Say no.
Helm. Helm.
Helm can use to deploy. Yes. Before that, I deployed it. I got another image pullback of error. Image pullback of error.
In the Docker file, I think we need to check image exists or not.
No, Docker file is there. Docker file from will be there, something. After deployment, I got an error. Yes, I deployed it. I got an error. Image pullback of. When I described it, it is saying that not found in ECR. What do you do normally? Image pullback of error will come when if you don't have permissions to pull that image from worker node, and if that image is not corrupted, blah blah something, or that image tag. Always bring this code. Is that image tag, whatever you have deployed it, is it available? Something you can ask it. It's very clearly it is saying, right? I told sample, not found in ECR. The image is not available, right? What we need to do before?
We have to push image to ECR.
Before that, yes. Image to ECR. Next, before that.
We have to build the image.
Build the image.
And
Where do we do all these are matters? Where this will be? Where it will be running?
it is running in worker
Worker node.
What is the software for that?
EKS.
EKS.
Okay.
This I know. But the kubectl apply, Helm command, push the image, build the image. If you want to build the image, what do you need?
Docker.
Docker. To push the image, what do you need?
Docker.
Docker, you need one more. You have on the screen only.
kubectl.
To push the image, you need to do AWS ECR login.
We have
ECR
to
login.
ECR login plus internal it will use the Docker command also. There is a pipe symbol, Docker login also. Then you do the Docker push. So all these tools, Docker, AWS CLI, if any dependencies, all those should be somewhere it will be available. That's where. Where is the Docker file now? In your laptop or in where? In our scenario, whatever we were going through. Where is the Docker file?
ECR, in ECR.
Docker file.
Oh, SCM,
SCM rep.
SCM repo. Right?
repository.
Yes. So we can do in our local also. We can push image to ECR. You can push image to ECR also. This is the ECR. I can bring this code, I can build my laptop, I can push the image also. I can do that. But that's you can do, but some people will do locally something. But very good practice is
Automation server.
don't build in the local, don't build any local. I'll bring a one server separate EC2 mission. It's up to the people, separate EC2. I'll bring one EC2 mission, which will connect to this repo. Brings the code. In this, right? In this, there are many tools in the market. The famous one is the automation server is the one guy called Jenkins. GitLab. There are many in the market.
GitHub Actions.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. I'll say very for now. I don't want to make the confusion.
Yeah.
Jenkins. Don't think Jenkins is it does magic. No. If you do command, it will do for you. That's it. The job of is simple. Avoid is log into server. That is what the Jenkins will have a GUI. In the GUI, you will give that command. That command it will run. That's it. You are avoiding the login inside the EC2 mission. That previously, right? If you remember, in the automation server, I used to log into automation server. Bring the code. Docker build. kubectl. Apply or Helm upgrade. And then normal commands I used to check, right? Now, these are all the commands. Instead of log into the server, I will in the automation server, right? I will install a tool called Jenkins. This will have a GUI. Let's say, for example, second time also I wanted to do this kind of activities, Docker build and all. Again, what I need to do? Log into this automation server, SSH, and then run manually. Now, instead of what I do, I will install one Jenkins, like your AWS console, right? Jenkins also will have a console, GUI console. These commands, I will run in the GUI. I will give it here. I will give it here. Docker build. kubectl applied. Previously, who were running these commands here in the manually?
We are running manually. We are running in the automation server.
You are logging to that server, right? Now, saying commands, whatever you are doing it, you are giving to whom now?
Jenkins.
Jenkins, it doesn't do any extras. Whatever you are doing it, it will take from you only the commands. Then next time onwards, you can click with the GUI button. Same thing also you can do in the server also. I can create a shell script in the automation server. I can do that. But extra, this in the Jenkins, right? They have added good plugins kind of concept, good integrations with the different tools. So code, it's all simple. They wanted to reduce the coding flexibility and then make the things easy for you, delivery kind of things. So what Jenkins, what it does, it brings the code from SCM, It will keep in the workspace, some folder, will keep in the workspace, some folder, will keep in the workspace. In that workspace, it will run these commands, whatever the commands you have given it. So that's where instead of you push the images right now, I'll bring one Jenkins EC2 mission. Yeah. You can pull or push anything. The double arrow mark means bi-directional interaction. You can interact with anything. Bi-directional. That. Yeah. Now, so the Jenkins don't think it's another EC2. On top of EC2, like you installed Apache, right? I will install Jenkins. This is one EC2 only. No. Where do we do the Docker build now? This will bring the code. In the code, what files are there? You have on the screen.
We'll do Docker build in Jenkins only, right?
kubectl command, where do we run?
Jenkins only.
Helm related,
Jenkins.
Helm related
Jenkins.
commands,
Jenkins.
Jenkins.
everything. Now, similar way, you think that just replace here Terraform code, just Terraform code. For example, infrastructure code. For example, you have saved in the repo. You can apply from your local also. That you can get AWS configure access key secret key. You can apply from your local also. But good practices don't do from local. So in case if it is Terraform code, what is the tool you need in the Jenkins? You are bringing the Terraform code here. From here, you will
Terraform.
be in the infrastructure. What is the tool you need here?
Terraform.
Terraform.
With this, right? I'll say Jenkins as a kind of one server. What is the server? Automation server.
Automation server.
What are
EC2
the
initial.
what are the tools you need?
Here we need to
Jenkins.
Yeah.
install Jenkins,
You will
Terraform.
install, let's say that one thing. Install them. Okay. Some companies they go different servers. Okay, the most famous in the interviews you will get Jenkins. Nowadays, the DevOps people are matured a lot. They'll ask you if you know one skill set is fine, but they're asking now more multiple skill set. But you can say this has been we are using it. Okay? Now install Jenkins. Jenkins is there. Next.
Yeah, we need to install Terraform. And see, as we are, I mean, it's like showcasing to the GUI, we need to install Apache or any other server on that.
Why Apache came here?
I think yeah, it's not required. Jenkins itself, it is showcase. Yeah.
No, you have screen, right?
Yeah. Terraform. I think Jenkins and all we will install on. Sorry, Docker and all we install on. We have to install Docker.
You see, right? What and all. So you have on the screen, you have Docker file, you have React.js, you have blah blah tools, right? Helm and all. What tools we need to install now? You know one example, Terraform. Why? Because in future, from Jenkins only, I will run the Terraform. We need Terraform plan, Terraform apply. Same way,
Docker.
same way, kubectl,
kubeconfig.
and one more Helm. You need to have which file?
Kubeconfig.
Kubeconfig. From here only, I will interact with to the target servers, target place. Next one more, AWS CLI.
AWS. Yeah.
Very important guy. To whom it is talking? Jenkins is talking to whom?
Git any repo.
It is talking to repo, right?
Repository.
Repository, right? You can communicate, you can talk with the repository on two protocols, very important protocols, two protocols, HTTPS or SSH.
SSH. Okay.
We will be interacting with SCM with the two protocols. If you go here, right? We go to the repo, any example, go right. You see here, there is a one called HTTPS. Where is this guy? Oh, this is you see right here, this one. This is internal, somewhat we used to see SSH also, man. Here they changed it. Okay. Here, right? You will be having this is right now HTTPS somewhere. If you click now, I think this one may be separate CLI, they brought it. I remember previously we had SSH also here. You will get SSH URL also. Let me see. Same one. Two protocols you can communicate. One is HTTPS, another is SSH. Two protocols. I think maybe it use internally the SSH maybe. Okay. Two protocols we can use to communicate with the SSH. If you are communicating with HTTPS, you need credentials, username, password, or something token. If you are communicating with SSH, you need your keys. Let me put it here. Two protocols we talk. One is HTTPS, another is the SSH. If you're talking with HTTPS URL, right, you need credentials like username, password, something called a token. It's up to that whatever the tool you are using, is SCM tool. So username, password, or token. If you are with using SSH, you know,
Public key,
you know that when I say SSH, always some keys will be there, na? Public and
public, private keys.
private keys combination. Okay, we need to give public key to whom? SCM. You need to upload into the SCM. This is what one of the job. If someone in your project, in your organization, if someone gives you, they will onboard you. If there is already project, right? The team will add you to those repos. There will be GitHub admin will be there separately. They will add you to that repo. The people will add you to the GitHub repo. Then you can ask them like which protocol you guys are using regularly, username, password. You can ask it, or you can ask them, can I copy my public key to the SCM? You can ask it. That is what even any project I will ask it. That's what you have to do. Okay? Cool. Now you know the objective of the SCM to store, share, not only between the people. Some automation server also will get the code from here. Here we will do the Docker build, AWS ECR login. Next, this is the guide. Let's say EKS1. EKS. Here are the worker nodes, for example. This is the altogether one setup altogether work. In Kubernetes, right? Who will pull the image from ECR?
kubectl.
kubectl will take YAML or pull the image.
YAML.
In Kubernetes, where the image will run?
In worker image, in worker node.
Who will select the worker node?
Master will.
Which component in the master?
Scheduler.
Scheduling. So in Kubernetes, right? Pod will be the image will get pulled by this worker node only. This guy only. This guy will pull the
Okay.
image.
Okay.
This guy will pull the image. Now, who will tell to pull the image? Where are the YAML files right now in this flow? Where are the YAMLs? In the repo. From
Repo.
this repo, this guy will get it. Here you will have some tools. What and all tools? You guys were telling me something. We have a list of the tools right here.
Terraform, Docker, kubectl, kubeconfig.
Let's say Docker, then AWS, then kubectl or
Helm.
and you need one more tool called Git. Git
Yeah.
CLI. Because you are interacting with the SCM, right? You need all these tools here. You need all these tools here. And very important guy, you need a kubeconfig also.
Yeah.
Please get this mindset. This is one of the basics we need to have. Now you know why did we install the each tool purpose. Instead of me building, my job is to build the code, give it in SCM. Automatically, there are some concepts are there. You don't need to do manually. The commands, whatever you are giving the commands, right? You give it to Jenkins. You give it to the Jenkins. Whenever you send a code, whenever there is a code change, Docker file change, right? You don't need to do manual again the same commands. The commands automatically, this guy has a good facility, good feature. It will scan this repo. Is there any new change came? If there is a new change came, the automatically it will do that your job. Docker build, push, deployment, everything will be done automatically. There is no manual involvement. So why are we going with this trend? To reduce the time, to delivery of the time. No need to go for manual involvement. That is what the best of agile practices. Reduce as much as manual involvement. Now, so why we install Docker here? To
to build the image and
build the image. Why we are having AWS? All our AWS CLI commands,
connection.
we can do that ECR, other commands. kubectl to interact with
EKS.
master. Why we need kubeconfig? Without kubeconfig, you cannot do anything. Now, why do we need Git? To get the code. In this, right, in automation server, whatever the tools you need, whatever the commands you are running, all those you will be running here. Now, any thoughts you want to ask on it? By seeing this architecture, you know where they're deploying it, the code, where the pod will be running.
It's everything
I'm
in
so sorry, where the application is running, I'm sorry, EKS. Now, if you go to the some projects, right, believe me, they may not be in the EKS. There will be some projects in the VM
ECS.
EC2 also. Now, there also, if we will use this guy again. In case if it is VM, you don't have EKS. Still, we do deployment to here. Still, we do on this servers. We'll do deployment. Now, you need to extract tools because you don't need Docker and all, right? In that case, only code will be there. React.js code will be there. To build the React.js code, let's go here. You need to install these tools on that VM. React.js code, na? You need to do something build and all. Let's see. See, React.js, they're using Node.js. Yes, you can use the Node. You can use the React.js code, creating a folder, working directory, some path. They're copying one file, package.json, very important file, like Docker build, right? Docker is a very important file, Kubernetes YAML file, right? In the React.js or Angular.js, you will see this package.json. Now, like when you do Docker build, it will install, right? The npm install, you see, right? What is the command they are using? Run is used to run the Linux command. What is the tool they are using here? Can you see here? What is the tool? What is the command?
NPM.
NPM, Node Package Manager, NPM. So this NPM, what it does? This from this package.json, in the package.json, developer will take it, but you should have this idea. So if they give if they say developer say, hey, I have written the React.js code, we need to deploy into the ECM, EC2. If you have a Jenkins kind of model, in the Jenkins, you should have this tool, NPM, all this NPM install, NPM run build, all this you need. Which language code I'm telling here?
React.js.
React.js. Now you see below, this is the beauty here. Below, which language code, which server they are using to run React.js code here?
Nginx.
Nginx. See what it does. This command, npm run build command, will generate HTML files. To run the HTML, this will generate the HTML files. To run the HTML file code, which server you can use? Either Apache or Nginx. Nowadays in the market, not the Apache, people are preferring to the Nginx. So that's why they're using. You see here, as builder, as this is alias image. This is called multi-stage Docker file. This will generate HTML files in this folder. From that folder, I'm copying all the files to here into this HTML. Then I will run this code. I mean to say this image will get for us. Now, what I was telling is, if they say Docker, everything will go inside the Docker only. You are safe, full safe. If they say VM, you need to install all this prerequisite, npm on this server. npm. I'll gather some kind of these things, okay, so that this will be good for us next. Okay, now, so you have the clarity here. These are VMs, and obviously we'll have a load balancer, VPC. Again, that is another step. You will have ingress controller. I'm not talking on that. How to bring the software from your laptop to environment? That is what my objective. This is what my flow. This is what my objective. How end user is coming, that you know already the flow. HTTPS or ingress control or whatever. Now, any thoughts you want to discuss on this? I took the React.js. There are, based upon the language, you may need to install extra tools. If it is not the Kubernetes. If Kubernetes, sabka malik ek, Docker, kubectl is enough. If it is not the Kubernetes, you may need to install multiple tools on the Jenkins. Okay. Now, any thoughts you want to ask on it? On this image?
So this is the flow for all the applications, right? It's like
Yeah.
whatever the, yeah,
Yes.
even if it is ECS also same. Instead of EKS, it's going to be ECS. That's it.
Yes. Only the runtime will change. That's it. This will change.
Understand. Understand.
So for ECS, right? The AWS CLI command is enough to deploy.
Understand.
For Kubernetes, you need a kubectl Helm model. For ECS, right? AWS CLI is enough. Both are same. You are talking on the runtime layer. Yeah, everything is same because ECS also need image.
Understand.
Any other thoughts you want to ask on it? Now, I'll replicate this same. For example, there is a one more repo. For example, okay. There is a one more repo. Some more people, for example, maybe that don't think irrespective of them. Just to make the beauty of this image, that's it. Okay, I don't think much. Okay, here you think the Java code. Here you think the Java code. Different languages they use. It's different projects. Now, where do they store the code? You know the right repo. Everyone, this is the bidirectional. Sorry, I could have added the bidirectional. All these are bidirectional. I'll change it. All are bidirectional. This is to collaborate. Someone will send the code from, someone can share the code, they can get the code. This is to collaboration. But if you write the code is not enough, right? The code has to be useful. Some has to be run, somewhere has to be used, right? So to do all this operational, to in case Java, right? First question I'll ask it. When someone say the code, where are you going to deploy? That's where our target of mindset will change. If they say the VM, you need to install good tools on the VM again here. You need to install Java. In the Java again, some packages are there, Maven, something called, and if they say VM, okay, this is for VM, I'm telling it. VM. And you can, if they say Java, right, you cannot store, they told very clearly, we are not going to deploy to the Kubernetes. Will image will come? Docker image will come? They said, the dev team told, we don't want to deploy to the EKS. Do we build image still?
No, not required.
What happens now? You will get a jar files actually, jar, var, something. Now you need to install here Maven or Ant VM. That jar you cannot store in this place. You cannot store in this place. One more. You cannot store that guy here. You cannot store that guy. That's where we will use separate softwares, Artifactory. I'll say Artifactory. In the cloud, right? Since you are in the cloud, good place to store an Artifactory like files, right? You recommend me. I want to store one file in cloud. What is the good place to store? File.
File like keep in S3 or like.
That is the good. That is the good place. Yes, S3 is recommended in the cloud. If not, people will go some softwares I have seen it. They'll go something called the Nexus, Artifactory. There are market in the market, JFrog, different up to that. Since we are in the cloud, we will go with S3. We'll go with S3. S3. Are we going to run any software or only storing the packages here? storing only the packages. Why not ECR? ECR only capable of storing the images. Let me keep it here. Yes. S3 is the good place to store here. This one. Now, what files will come here? Like example, let me put it here. Let me keep it here. Jar, var, zip, tz, all these files will come here. This is it. Jar, var up to whatever here we are storing it. Why we are making jar, var? Why not image?
Because we are not using containers.
Because of Java.
Yeah.
Developers are using
Yes.
Java code.
Yeah, that is Java code. Let's, for example, zip, static code, tz, right? Exactly. Why we are not making image?
Because we are not running in the containers. Yes, we are running with the
That's why.
with the VP, virtual machine.
VMs.
Exactly. So whatever the projects you go, right, they will be here, or they will be here, or they may using the both also. So it's up to you whatever the project you go. This kind of model they'll be flowing. This is the base model, the basic model. Majority companies will go with this model. Any thoughts you want to ask on it? You should know the clarity why we brought S3, because we are not deploying to the ECR, EKS, Kubernetes. We are deploying to the VM. To deploy to the VM, you remember the static code we deployed at Apache, wget zip file, extract, copy to the var file, right? That zip file this is the place. You remember, you know already. What is that? React.js templates? No, I think right? jQuery templates.
.zip files will.
This one. You see, right? Let me click on it. You see, right? This place. Now, if you click on any one, right click something. If you click on it, right? Now, if you say download, right? This is coming from behind S3 only, you think. This is coming from Artifactory. When you download it, now you will get a URL, right? See, it is getting downloaded now. It is getting downloaded. From where it is coming? What file it is?
Zip file.
Zip file. It may be sometimes var file based upon the language. Because it is a React JS code, they made a like kind of zip. If it is the Java code, they want to make a zip. They make like var, jar, some kind of format. That's we'll get to know. It is a zip file. From where the zip file will come? From S3.
From S3.
From S3 we are getting downloaded. Then we will deploy this to VM. Then we will deploy that. We will download here. We will do that unzip. We will copy to here. That step also we will not do it. Whatever you did manually, thumb rule. Let me tell you thumb rule. Avoid login to servers. That's where this guy came. This guy, this automation server. This automation server, what it does, whatever the commands you are running, give it to me. I'll give a GUI. You click on that GUI. Your job is to set up it someone. Anyone can run. Developers also can run. It's up to the company, the organization level. Anyone can deploy it. The normal people also can deploy. That is what you need to maintain. You need to manage this setup. No. Who is making that? Developer job is to just write this code. Let me go here, for example. Let me take one more. React.js sample GitHub. React sample. Let's go here. Still it is there. I don't want to see that file. Yeah. if some developer gives you the code, let's say if they gave this repo, what is the difference between this repo and this repo? Don't just scan the file names, that's it.
Yeah, here Docker file is there, here Docker file is not there. So it
So-
means it's going to EKS, it's not going.
So you can ask this one, where you want me to deploy. If they say Kubernetes says you need to set up the infrastructure, you need to write the Docker file, YAML files, that is another. Don't
Right.
think they'll tell you one day only. No, it's a kind of project. It's a kind of, you need to run a like 14 days, 30 days. It's up to the sprint team based upon the team. Don't think they'll not give you the immediately today and all. It's a process. They'll take time. You will take a time if it is a new environment setup and all. Some projects will run for months also. Keep this thought. No, you know the very clear by seeing this repo where it will go into deploy, somewhere EKS or some kind of container running system, containers technology they are using. This is, for example, it is in VM. Now, where is the code?
In repo.
Do you manually build or you will give this repo to someone as per this architecture diagram?
We give to automation server.
In this automation server, I'll create a one job, one setup called job. That job will get this code, I'm telling not the Docker, okay? Normal VM will get this code. This is the SCM URL. Who will write this code? Developer. Based upon the protocol, they'll push it. Now I'll get the code to where? This code. We need to get this code to somewhere, no?
Yeah, we move to like artifact like S3 from automation server.
No, you will bring it to here into this
Yeah.
mission, into this mission.
Yeah, automation server.
But this code will not run directly.
Right.
You need to, when I say code, right, you need to deploy somewhere, na? Let's go here. React.js. You know already this guy. Where we were deploying this guy?
S3,
S3 or one more?
Apache or Nginx.
Or Nginx. But this guy, you have seen previously one example, somewhere they were deploying it.
NPM.
Somewhere they were deploying the React.js code. You could have seen that. Nginx.
Okay.
Nginx you can deploy. But you cannot deploy this code directly. You cannot deploy. I cannot copy this code. In between, I need to run some commands. What are the commands I need to do? npm build something npm related commands. Here are the commands. Let me check that. npm run, npm install, npm run build. Yes, these commands you have to do. npm run build. Next one more. npm install. In the React.js, right, one of the important file is the package.json. Yeah, package.json. This developer will take care. This everything developer will take care. This thing majority. Your job is to, this is what your job as a DevOps guy. Your job is to this one. npm install, npm run build. Now, if you do this command, right, npm run build, install, this will generate HTML files. This will generate HTMLs, some examples, okay? HTMLs. Now, in this flow, right, where is Nginx is running? Where are we deploying it? Very clear. We have very clear objective. Where are we going to deploy this one?
In automation server.
Deploy.
VM,
VM.
VM. In the VM, what software do you need to have? You have on the screen.
To run Nginx.
Nginx. Where is the code?
Right now, code in repo.
SCM. We will bring code from SCM to where? Into automation server.
Automation server.
Here we will do these commands. Now automation server. We will do this. Then it will generate HTML. This HTML we will do make a package.
We'll keep it
Make
in
a
S3.
package like one package -1.zip, 2.zip, 3.zip versioning. We will maintain a versioning. Then we will store in this place,
Artifact S3.
Artifactory. This is where I will store. This is bring the code. Here, what are the commands we are going to do for React.js? If you are deploying to the VM, what are the commands I was telling?
We install npm, we run npm.
npm run, npm install, those commands you have to do. Then it will generate HTML. That HTML I'm making a zip. I'm storing to where? Into Artifactory.
S3.
Artifactory. Now, here is the zip. Next time, if I want to deploy the zip file, right? I will do deployment also from here only. Copy from a S3, deploy to target server to here, to this server. That is what we do. Let's go here. Send to Artifactory, zip. Next, this is called till here. Bring the code, npm run, npm build, or whatever that is called storing here. This section is called CI. CI. Making a package is called CI. Till that versioning called CI. Next, deployment is pending. That is called CD. Deployment. This running, next testing, everything comes under the CD. Deployment, everything. Where is the zip file in this flow? At the end. After npm run, npm build, make a zip, store the zip. Where is the zip file?
It is in S3 and VM.
Artifactory in this flow.
Yeah.
Artifactory. Next is pending deployment. That deployment also I will do from here only. Pick this file, deploy to the target server, unzip it, keep in the Apache or Nginx folder. That is what here. Now you see, right? From which place you are doing all these setups? Like one is the key central server, right?
Automation server.
Automation server. This is what we do. Like we don't do anything manually logging to the server. Automation server job is to avoid logging to all these servers. This is the central place where you can connect to the multiple components. Multiple components it will integrate. That's why automation server will be called as a, people will be calling as a integration server. You can integrate with the different tools. You remember, you can integrate with the EKS, Artifactory, VMs, SCM, blah, blah, blah. Multiple tools you are integrating, right? That's why the central place. Any thoughts, questions you want to ask on it, on this flow? What protocols do we use to interact with SCM?
HTTP or SSH?
HTTPS, you need credentials, username, password, or token. For SSH, you need a key. Public key you have to copy. Every developer, whenever they join the project, right? Sometimes as a README or whenever they come to my environment, right? The first step, we will give a one checklist for them. Generate in your laptop keys. If it is a new laptop, generate keys. Obviously, everyone, the new person has to generate the keys in their laptop. Copy the public key to a repo. Recommended is the SSH is the recommended, because HTTPS will keep on ask the passwords under. First, so that's where you should know that HTTPS and SSH is the protocols we communicate with SCM. This is next. If I say language, you should know where the application is getting deployed. VM or KTS. If KTS in the code, you will have a Docker file, YAML files, Helm charts, everything. If it is not that, the KTS, you will not be having Docker file VM. Either one of these project will be working based upon the environment. If you go with the DevOps skill set. Now you know the clarity, right? What we are going to do. First, we will do one sample applications, couple of them to VM. Same we will convert into the Kubernetes. That's what my objective. So whatever you did in the manual long back, right? Install Apache, manual, that blah, blah, something. That we completely, we will automate that, these steps. The bringing the VM and then the setting up this deployment, everything we will do automation. That's what my objective. So
I have one doubt here.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So for example, I want to run like multiple applications. Like I want to run in the EKS, I want to run with the VM. There are different applications. So one automation server is enough, or we have to create multiple automation servers?
That's I'll take it.
Okay.
I have
Okay. Yeah.
I could have introduced now itself, but I need a very good
Fine.
because right now in the market, right? They are not
Ah.
concentrating on this one. Whatever you are asking, right? They'll concentrate on that one only next. So
Understood.
I'll change this architecture little.
Fine. No problem. Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Now you know that if I say application, infra code or application code, where to store, and then where to deploy. These are the back-to-back questions you can ask them. If someone says it, hey, I need to deploy, you know which language, where is the code, and then can I have access to that repo? Next, is it getting deployed to the VM? Which version? All this you should know that. If they say React.js, oh, we need to have that. Do we need that NPM tool in that image? These are all, you shouldn't say that blindly. You should know the prerequisite. If they say Java, Maven or blah blah something they needed. If they say React.js, Node.js, React, Node, Angular, all they use NPM only. Python, you don't need any build tool. No need any build tool. Just the zip is enough. So that I'll make a note. Language and build tool. That's, you know, the objective, right? So my objective was whatever we did in the previously, we will be doing from this guy, this total setup. And then we will revisit the topic, whatever we have the pending in between them as well. Chalo guys, I'll stop it for today. Thank you.
Thank you.